Adam, that run that Deshaun had in that first, I feel like those are often the runs you guys have really taken advantage of, starting to pull away. Today you weren't able to. I mean, what was kind of preventing you guys from really starting to pull away in the first?
I mean, it didn't help that Knight was hitting, how many 6 threes in the first half. But the good thing is we didn't let that deteriorate us at all. We stuck with them the whole first half. They were hitting a lot of shots, and Deshaun was a big part of why we were sticking with them, and went into the second half.
What went into that run, Deshaun? I mean, how were they playing you? What went into you scoring 9 points in 5 minutes?
Just being aggressive, and then the way they were playing me, they were sagging off, and coach tells me all the time, if they back up, just let it go.
Is that a confidence booster when you go out, especially hit that mid-range early
Mm-hmm.
in the net, and then this is kind of like, all right, I'm in it?
Definitely, if I hit the first shot, it's definitely a confidence booster.
You guys have had, I guess some slower starts, some sloppiness. Coach is kind of saying, I don't think it's an effort thing. Kind of unsure what to attribute it to. Kind of what do you guys feel if, this maybe led to some of that?
It's definitely not an effort thing. Like we're not slacking in that area. I just think it's a level of focus maybe. I think for a little bit there we got, we were on that 9 or 10 game where we only had 1 loss, and we might have gotten a little too high there. But I think once we watch the film, we're going to realize, focus on what we need to do. And come Tuesday, the pressure is not on us; it's on San Diego State. So.
This game, it was pretty much close throughout of it. I mean, you guys kind of went back and forth in terms of runs. You guys pulled away there in the second half from the 9-minute mark to the 5-minute mark. Was there anything that they were doing specifically that allowed them to stay in the game, or do you think that was just more maybe mental mistakes on your part that allowed them to do that?
I think it's a little bit of both. Their offense is a little confusing for our defense at times because we're switching so much, and they're dribble handoff, ball screen. But in the end there, we locked down when we needed to and got the stops we needed to.
Adam, when I think back to the Mountain West tournament last year, you and Kendall were pretty upset after that loss. Does it, give you confidence? Is it encouraging going into this tournament, knowing you can still win these games even if you don't, necessarily play your best basketball like you did today or versus Wyoming?
Absolutely. You don't got to remind me about last year. Like you said, Kendall and I didn't have the best game then. We're super amped to play again. We got a lot of young talent, and we're definitely feeding them some information about what it's going to be like, and we just got to build and get ready for Tuesday, and then worry about that next week.
Nico brought up the fact that this is kind of the first February for you guys where you're kind of the target for teams. How much different have these games been compared to last year when maybe you guys were targeting other teams?
To be honest, I don't think about that too much. I think I don't have really much to say on that. I think we just take one game at a time, and we have a little chip on our shoulder from last year. The ball didn't bounce our way too many times last year, but we're definitely better for it this year.
How much do you sense it from other teams, though? Do you sense that added urgency from each of them when they play you guys?
Definitely. We definitely get a lot of teams' best games. Like Wyoming, they played really well against us. Tonight, they were shooting the heck out of the ball tonight. We just got to buckle down and play our game.
Good win. I mean, was it pretty? No. Sometimes that happens when, maybe you had a couple that haven't gone your way. And I didn't think it was an effort thing at all. I mean, you look at the first half, and I don't know if I've ever seen that. We fouled 3 3-point shooters. That's 8 points. And then some of the passes we were making, I don't know, it was like being in the twilight zone there for a second. And that really hasn't been us all year. And I don't know what that was from. Again, I don't think that was a lack of intensity. I mean, our primary focus was, I thought, defense and practice. But I thought the guys played pretty hard. But then what happens is you foul 3-point shooters, you turn it over, live ball, and now all of a sudden guys get hot from the free throw line, get a little bit of confidence. Now you got a real problem on your hands, and a guy like Seneca Knight, who's been scoring at a high level, he gets going, and he made some tough shots, obviously, in the first half, a lot of shots off the dribble, but that's what he can do. And, so I thought that allowed them to have some confidence card-wise. But I thought, we went in there at halftime. We talked about, hey, we've got a little bit of adversity. We tried to learn from it, build on it. And I thought, I look at the stats. I mean, clearly, I thought our half-court defense in the second half was good. We weren't in a great rhythm on offense most of the night, but we won it tonight, I thought, with defense, and we finally took care of the ball and just made enough plays.
Seneca didn't make a field goal in the second half. No foul man there. Did you guys change much, or is it just better executed?
A little bit better executed, but I thought too. and I can't remember. Was he got fouled on one of the 3-point shots or whatever. I thought we were a little bit more maybe aggressive with our hands on the ball screen, maybe a little bit more, attention to detail, but it wasn't anything that we changed. Maybe just executed a little bit better. But, sometimes you make tough shots and eventually, you don't keep making tough shots either. But I thought our team defense all the way around was a little bit more connected, in the second half. And so I was happy to see us win the game that way because clearly that's what it was going to be tonight. We just couldn't string. I thought we missed a lot of bunnies in the paint, a lot of opportunities where we had to kind of make a run and stretch it a little bit, and we just couldn't do it. And you got to give that team credit.
Both halves, it seemed like the bench, especially Deshaun, came in, played pretty well, and kind of sparked you guys when you're sort of in a little funk. And what you see from Deshaun especially.
Yeah, I thought Deshaun was really good or not, but I thought when we subbed in the first time we put the bench in, I thought those guys played with really good energy, especially on defense. I thought those guys were really playing hard, and that's what we want to see. It wasn't perfect, but I thought they played hard. DT got himself going a little bit, which I thought was awesome to see. And again, I thought in the second half, I thought Chris Martin was just awesome. Defensively, I thought his energy was terrific. He's been that way in practice, and I thought that was really the catalyst here.
Coach, you brought up silly mistakes. It's been a couple slow starts and silly mistakes lately. How much harder does that make it when you're almost starting to
I think it makes it harder, but again, this is just me. I didn't think the slow start was like intensity. Like I didn't think it was like, oh, we weren't ready to play. I thought it was that. I thought it was just some again, we fouled 3-point shooters, and it's like sometimes you're getting a little too hyped up. Here's a guy open and we hit a guy on the head, like we chopped. I don't know that I've seen that, and I thought that gave him confidence, and I don't know what to attribute just throwing it out of bounds to. I don't think we've been that way, all year, but it's funny. Sometimes games just go a certain way, and you got to find different ways to win. And clearly, we didn't have it going on both ends the way that we wanted. But you know what? We found a way to get the job done.
Coach, this team too. If you're looking at the record, obviously you guys would be the favorite coming into this game. But could you kind of talk about the hard work and persistency of the other team too?
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. One thing I give them a lot of credit for, that when we played them the first time at their place, I think they had just come off a win. They had beaten New Mexico at home. They had beaten Nevada at home. They're an aggressive team. They're in a team that's going to play aggressive. They're going to come at you. They crash the offensive glass. And again, I thought, to their credit, but I thought the 8 points on the on fouling 3-point shooters, I thought was absolutely critical. And then you compound that with some sloppy turnovers, and then they get some confidence, right? And Seneca Knight's a guy who can put the ball in the basket, and he gets going. I didn't even realize he had 26 until halftime. Holy cow. But I didn't think it was effort. I thought our guys responded really, really well and played hard. I think the numbers kind of prove that out on the defensive end, and particularly in the second half. And that was just one of those games we're going to have to grind out.
Fast approaching too. How much, if anything, do you feel like maybe needs to change to avoid these slow starts? Is it just the flow of the season?
I don't know. I thought we practiced terrific. I thought we played hard early in the game. That's me. Maybe I'm wrong on that. If I look back on the play, I don't know what it was. We run a play, first play of the game. I thought David just kind of lost the ball going up. You know what I mean? A layup, and you're like, that's a play he's going to make 9 times out of 10. Thought we had some other plays that way where we just, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, it was out of sync. But I didn't think it was attention to focus. And again, we fouled the 3-point shot. But you're right. Hopefully, you got to start better. You got to play for 40 minutes. But I thought our guys' mindset was really good in practice the last 2 days. And hey, you can't complain too much about a win. I guess it's good when you win and people are like, well, but maybe you didn't win by enough. You know what I mean? That's a great problem to have on knowing where we're at right now.
Kind of going off of that, I guess, one perspective when you look at it is you're having these slow starts. It's late in the season. You need to get away from them. The other side would be you had these slow starts but still found a way to win the game.
Yeah.
What you have to do in the postseason, is that encouraging to you?
I think so. At the end of the day, the games are 40 minutes. There's going to be runs both ways. That's the way that it is, and that's basketball. And I prefer to start better. I prefer to play from the lead. I prefer to, execute on both ends of the floor. But I feel like we will. Whether it's a trend or not. Again, I thought our guys' mindset was really good in practice today. And, I don't know that that's this is a position for us right now, playing meaningful games in February. That's new. You know, it's new. It's new for some of these guys. It's the first time they've ever been through a season that's this long, and you know, you're kind of the hunted now, right? You're towards the top of the standings, but like we told our guys the other day, you know, a lion, right? He might be king of the jungle, but what does a lion do when he wakes up every day? He hunts. Do you know what I mean? And the second that you back up and you're not hunting, you know, you're not hunting and continue to get after it, things happen. And this is a competitive deal. I love our guys, and you know, hopefully, again, I feel really good about finding a way to get a win today, and at least enjoy it here tonight, and then we know what's in store for us Tuesday.
I think you'd probably rather get them at home, but number 4, San Diego State on Tuesday night. Is this a kind of a perfect test right before you have to go and, you know, play some important road games or neutral games?
Yeah, I mean, I think I like him back. I mean, I know we didn't go to Viejas last year. I love playing there. I think it's great. It's a great college basketball environment. We've played in a few others this year, you know, namely our first road game of the year. You know, we played at Duke. I would anticipate a similar environment. It's their senior night. I mean, you got all of it, right? Going against you, sellout arena, their senior night. I don't know. I think they play tonight. Obviously, if they're fortunate enough to win tonight, they'll be undefeated. Awesome. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to have an opportunity to go in there and compete? But clearly, at somebody, if you want to win the conference tournament, somebody's going to have to get through San Diego State, you know, to do it. And so we get a crack at them here on Tuesday.